for coming out. I think we should sing a little ditty, and I think we're going to do I Have a Dream, number 3.
And soul every Sunday. Namaste.
Namaste.
Wow. Summer's here. We got a little, I like to call it heavy fog. Some people call it rain. I like to call it a little thick fog. Leaves a little moisture on the car in the form of circles. It's all in how you look at it. But it's a beautiful day. You know,
You've got the microphone, so nobody now.
I don't need a microphone. You know, I'm not sure if any of others you have this problem, but sometimes I hear things that other people don't. Yeah, and that just happened. I was at a party last night. I'm sitting there and I turned to my girlfriend and I'm like, "Did you hear that?" And sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't. You just get used to it. So anyways, it was actually outside of my head that I heard that, so whew, makes me happy. All right, well, we're going to have a wonderful day, but first I would like to thank Barb for trusting me and Carrie Ann. She let us organize the month of May. The woman's crazy, but, you know, who doesn't love her? Great job. So she let us run the month of May, and so, of course, me and Carrie Ann, we've not run a church or a month, and we had no clue what to do, so we did the smartest thing we could have did. We phoned Patricia. We said, hi, we got a job. Hey, now what? So like everything, she guided us through, she gave us a hand, and Barb gave us one Sunday, last Sunday, which she says, okay, you pick the guest speaker, you do it all. So we did what rational people do. We called Patricia. Now what? And she, of course, arranged for blocks, so last week's was really good. If you missed last week's, it was really, very good. It was Brock Tully. Go online, because Carrie Ann's got all YouTubed up, and it's really well done, and have a look, because he's very funny. So, and Patricia was phenomenal when we were doing our when we were doing our minutes. When we were doing our ministryship training. Wow, I so can't talk today. Somebody had too much sugar or something. When we were doing our training, she was there with phone drop and like, okay, we got this question, what's what? And she was phenomenal. She dropped everything and spent time with us and really helped us through. She was the wind between her wings, under her wings. She looked her wings. She was wonderful. So thanks out to Patricia, because wow, woo, we look good. So I thought, well, we've been sucking up all the credit for the last 3 weeks. Probably should give her credit where credit is due. You know, it's never a bad thing. So today we have Reverend Lesley Prentis with us on the rostrum, and she always shares something interesting. She never knows what she's going to say, which always makes it better. The element of surprise for us all. Who doesn't like surprises? And who is going to chair for us is the most amazing person. This is my friend Janis Shram. I've known Janis, I don't know, 20-something years, and she's just a wonderful person. She just oozes love and caring and understanding, and I am just lucky to be your friend. So please come up and be with me.
No, I think Georgie's the amazing one. This will be the mutual admiration society here. Anyway, we can shake ourselves loose and maybe have one more song. And it's number 2. He's got the whole world in his hands. I have the pleasure of introducing Reverend Lesley Prentis. I chaired last time, and I had the pleasure of having her with me. And she shares such words of wisdom. And usually it's something that I was thinking about before I came to church. And I feel like it's for me. This was meant for me. And I know that you'll all feel the same way once she speaks. Everybody will get a little bit of something from her words of wisdom. I'd like to welcome Lesley Prentis. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
The mic does work if you want to use it.
Well, I don't want to yell, so let's try the mic.
Try the mic, see if you
And
can get
see.
this on.
If I can get
As long as
sound.
everything's turned on.
Let's try that. Is it on?
It is.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but- yeah.
It's on. It's on. We'll do that. Rather than yelling. Although, the only reason I would normally not go for the mic, but since I'm having some hearing loss these days, I know there are other people as well. And while I can talk to the back of the room, maybe not everybody would hear me. Thank you for having me. I'm going to share, I always ask Spirit to take over, to do the service. I'm not doing trance when I talk, but they come very close and I try and share what they have to say, and it's never anything that I won't agree with. And I'm used to doing a reading, so I like to do a little reading. And I was wondering what I could bring with me. I was going to look for something, although I usually let Spirit choose. And this morning, Spirit chose because there's a song that started playing in my head. It's an absent healing song. Enter in the silence, pause a while to pray. Take the best that's in you, give it all away. In our healing minute, every day we blend. Loving thoughts we send to all our loving friends. People tired and weary, hurt by grief and pain, sick in mind and body, all the world's the same. Spirit, we would help them. Loving thoughts we send, helping all the children with the love to blend. Spirit, we are learning how to live each day, helping all our brothers as we sit and pray. There is much within us we can always find. Willingly we give it, helping all mankind. And this was written by, I believe it was Ron Bowers, but I don't actually have it on my little picture that I took of the song. It comes from England, and it's in the ISA handbook. I still don't know what we're going to talk about exactly. I do know it's about healing, and I'm gonna ramble for a couple of minutes or 3 minutes while I'm waiting for them to come a little closer. Out of the Harry Edwards Sanctuary at Burroughs-Lee in Sussex in England, I'll call it an institution because it's been going on for many years now. It's called the Healing Minute. And twice a day at a specified time, in whatever country you are in, you can join in sending out healing. And they ask 1 minute of your time twice a day. I take that a little further in that I don't think about it anymore. I take a moment or 2 or 3, 5 minutes, whatever happens to be necessary at the time, several times a day. And I think of others, I think of those who are in need. Sometimes I just sit and send out whatever it is. Call it love, call it compassion, call it a request for healing. The energy goes out. The thoughts go out. Thoughts are living things. They are energy. And they reach out and touch wherever it is intended. It also touches everyone and everything along its way. It goes out. And the thoughts that you have each and every day that you send out are important. Not only your daily interactions with other people, but your thoughts of healing, of love, of compassion, of upliftment, those go out and touch. And they will be carried by the healing workers directly to where they are sent. But along the way, that energy goes out and touches everything. When you send out love, and sending out love is kind of difficult. Sending out love, if you think of love, so many people put the word unconditional in it. And what is the word unconditional but a condition? If you have maybe less than the best that you consider, does that mean you shouldn't send out your love and compassion? No, it doesn't. It means that you send out what you have, asking for the highest and the best. And that's all that is needed, is your attention, your intention of doing the best that you can. And that applies not only to healing thoughts, but to every single moment in your life. We do the things that we are asked to do, sometimes very willingly and often grudgingly. And what happens when we do those things? They become difficult, they become onerous, we don't want to do them. Our attitude gets in there and gets in the way. And when we do it willingly, it's a joy, it's a happiness, it's a recognition of something that needs to be done, that should be done. And we will do that. It would be nice if we didn't have to be willing or unwilling to do something, that we did it because that is who we are. If we try each moment to be our best, to put our best into everything that we do, in all aspects of our lives, we will make a difference. We will become what we want to send out. We want to send out love. We want to send out healing. We want to send out and share our compassion. But if you embody those things because of your outlook on life, when you recognize that you are a part of everything that is, you are from the source, you are of the source, you are the source in your own way. You are unique and special. You are precious, and you hold within you, within this physical being that manifested on the earth, you hold the divine spark, that connection with the God force, the source, however you wish to know it, however you understand it, you are part of the whole. And somewhere there is someone, a soul on the earth plane, Carl Jung, I believe, who said, the sum is greater than, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It's not quite quoted right, but that's the idea, is that together, everyone makes up something greater than each of you added together individually. Because it is a unit, it is whole. So think of what is out there that we do not understand on the physical plane. Think of what is out there as a whole. All of life is energy, and all of energy is life. So that means that every single constituent micro particle of energy is alive. It has different aspects of life. It is not the same as you and I. It is not the same as an animal or a plant, but it is there. The rocks have life. They have energy. The soil has energy. We look out into the night skies, and the stars are energy. They are part of the whole. And all of that energy is there. And when you think of it as everything being part of that whole, then when you think healing, and you think healing going off and touching someone in a far-off country, it will do its work. That thought is sent. That healing arrives and touches that person. We don't see miracles all the time. Miracles are the operations of the natural law in its perfection. All things coming together at the same time, allowing something to happen, which seems miraculous because it is not an everyday occurrence. Yet when we think of healing, we talk of healing, we talk to people, there are many small miracles, if you wish. People getting better. They may not physically become better, but their spirit is lifted up. Their insight into their conditions is uplifted. They become of a happier countenance, more contented. And when that happens, all sorts of other things happen. But the most important thing with healing is that we can send it. Spirit can carry it, and it can embrace and envelop a person, an individual. But if that individual does not wish that healing, and I don't know anybody who says they don't want healing. I don't know anybody who says they will not accept healing, that they do not want to get well. But inside, often there is something within us that says, I need this condition. It is there for a purpose. And until I learn, or perhaps someone else learns about that condition, that they need to keep it. And they will accept the healing that uplifts them. Their spirit, their free will, their choice. Not a choice to be ill, not a conscious choice, not even a subconscious choice, but something that is engendered deep, deep within, in the spirit itself. And there are some conditions where you just can't give healing, where the body will not heal. It's too far gone. There has been a part of the body amputated. There has been something out there that just makes it that it cannot happen. It is not part and parcel of the natural law. There are things that happen. Regrowing a limb is not something that we can do. They're talking about it, but right now we can't do that. Having teeth regrow, although they do a good job of implanting teeth these days. But in your own life, what is it you need? What is it you need in your life? How are you going to become the person that you would like to be? Now, the person you would like to be, or the person you need to be. I'm not going to discuss that, but that's something for you to think about. Do you want to be the embodiment of love and compassion and caring? What does that mean to you? How does that function within you and in your group, your circle, your loved ones, your work, your co-workers? How does that fit? And who do you need to be? Because if you don't need to be that, if you feel the need to be something else, then you have to follow that. Because it is what we need that we receive, and what we need that we give off. Do you need healing? Do you need compassion? Do you need insight? What do you need? needs versus wants. We want all sorts of things for everyone. And quite often our healing is based on that, what we want. We want healing for our loved one. We want healing for our friends. We want healing for those people that are far off. And for our animals. And for all the things that we see as significant in our lives. We want those. What do we need? I know that every day I ask for assistance with understanding because I don't understand enough. And to me, that is healing. And when I understand enough and when I know the things I need to know, then the parts of me that need healing, they'll heal according to the natural law. You are special, beautiful, wonderful sources of light and love. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, each person, each animal, each plant, each rock, each landscape, the water, the air, it is all part of that wonderful whole. And each has within it a divine spark. And that spark may just be so that it can help you to become aware. So this morning, I'm asking you to find the things that are within you that you can share, that you can send out the healing, the love, a thought, a minute of your time, twice a day, or more if you like, to send out asking for the best. And remembering that as you do that, you uplift yourself and you begin to make the change. Thank you for listening.
Oh, that was wonderful, Lesley. Thank you so much. This morning when I went over to the prayer bowl there and I had some names to put in it, and some people are suffering terribly. You know, there's a friend of the family, and she's dying of cancer. She's got 3 young children, and I was asked to put her name into the bowl. She has breast cancer, and this is her 2nd time around. And beautiful family, and I wrote her name down on the paper, and I'm putting it in there. You gotta heal her, you gotta. And then after listening to Lesley, it's not about the physical healing. Maybe her family needs to be healed. Maybe her family is going to grow from this somehow. Her children, like healing comes in different forms. It's a part of growing, as Lesley said. It's a part of God doing and nature doing as it's meant to be. And from the words of a very famous man, my dad, and he came through in a reading, and he said, everything will happen as it should be. And it always does. So I really appreciated that lesson, and I'm sure there's a lot of people here that same thing. Healing is different for everybody, and it comes in different forms. Not always what we ask for, but if we hang in long enough, we'll understand what it is. And this ties in perfectly with our healing meditation. Now, again, if you have somebody that needs prayer, please write their name down and put it in the bowl. And everybody here will pray for that person, and it'll go on and on and on. And it says here, where one prayer or thought is added to another prayer or thought of the same intention, its power is intensified to the 10th power. And how true is that? So if you have, if you'd like a healing facilitator to come and lay hands on you and help heal you and help you pray and help you meditate, and come and sit at the back here. Somebody will come and be with you. And anybody who has any thoughts that they want to put into our prayer bowl, please feel welcome to do that too. So if you'd like to go to the back there and have a seat, anybody that needs it, somebody will come by. And we will also do, everybody else just sit there and relax. We'll have the Barbara's beautiful little tape that we listen to for our meditation. Yes. Thank you.
Find a comfortable position and take your thoughts inward and upward to a little spot in the universe where God resides and healing begins. Allow the energy to move through the tips of your toes, moving upwards, swirling round and round the body. Allow it to come up through the top of the head and flow over the body like a gentle summer rain. As you breathe in again, feel the energy bringing alive all the cells in the body that work together with all of the organs. And allow those organs to be like a wonderful symphony concert orchestra that play their instruments independently, but they play with such harmony and such rhythm that they are working for the full beauty of the piece they are playing. And as you breathe the energy in, and revitalize all of the energies in the body, in the cells, and the organs. Know that you are doing that to bring healing to the whole. And as the energy comes in again through the tips of the toes, allow it to expand into the mind. Let the mind open and be receptive. Let the mind be positive and be healthy, so that it may touch the dreams, the ideas that God has to make you all that you can be. Those dreams, those thoughts, those energies to come through the mind to healthy growth, so that they will grow and produce the dream that God has for you. Breathing in again, allow yourself to come in touch with the Spirit, that part of yourself that is always perfect. And allow the Spirit to communicate to the mind and the body what it needs for this journey that it is having in this physical existence. And as you have healed your own self, body, mind, and spirit, be like a pebble in a great pond of energy, and allow your energy to move forward and ripple outward, and let it touch each member in the room. joining together, allowing the energy to draw through everyone to facilitate the healing. Taking a deep breath now, think about outside of this room into the community of your family, the community around you, of your teachers and your leaders, and allow that energy to ripple out and touch all of them so that they too may experience the wonderful healing, the wonderful peace. Allow that energy now to go forward into the world and not only touch the world's leaders, but to touch the animals, the vegetation, the waters, the atmosphere, so that they may be healed. And let us be thankful to the animals and the vegetation and the minerals that give of themselves and serve us so greatly and feed us so well. Allow us now to reach out into the universe, into other parts of the universe that we are not familiar with, for many mansions in God's world that we are not aware of every room in every mansion. But we send love and we send caring, for God promises us that love and healing is never ending. And all we need to do is ask, and the energy will follow the intention of the thought, and the healing will begin. Now, as we circle back to the seat of the soul, take a few moments just to sit quietly before you come back to your everyday workaday world, to enjoy the tranquility and the peace of the healing area of your garden, the inner garden of healing. And know that you may visit here at any time, and God has promised the love and the healing is never ending. So open your hearts, your mind in your hand. God bless you, and He sends His angels to keep after you.
That was wonderful. That to me is the dessert part as well. It's so refreshing, and you can collect your thoughts, and you always leave here feeling better. Now, sharing and caring. Ramona Morano. I have to say a couple of things about Ramona. She's probably one of the nicest people that I have ever met since coming here. Ramona, I remember there was the diamond anniversary that we were having, and we needed help, and Ramona and her mother just stepped in, and I don't think they knew what they were in for in that kitchen. But you know what? We worked so well together. They just took things into hand. They didn't have to be asked. They worked so hard, and that's the thing with Ramona and her mom. You don't need to ask them. They see a need, and they just jump right in and do it. And we're just so lucky to have Ramona as part of our congregation here. And we're so lucky that you're gonna come and share a little bit of anything that you say. Anything that you say is gonna be uplifting and wonderful. So I'd like to welcome my good friend, Ramona. There you go.
So when I decided to do this, or voluntold, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about. And then on the way here, things started to come to me. And it was funny because everyone sort of touched base a lot about the same thing. And it's being about grateful for the people that we have in our life that we share our time with. So we've all had bad relationships and good relationships, but through those relationships, we've always learned lessons and we've always developed from them. So whether it's a bad thing that happens, we've learned from it. We've grown, we've changed. And sometimes we repeat the same patterns, we make the same mistakes, but eventually the cycle does break. And along the way, we get the opportunity to meet the most amazing people to share our lives with. And I'm sure every single person here has an amazing person that they've shared their life with. Now, some of the people that come into our life may only last 3 months, some may last 6 years, and some may last a lifetime. But they're all there for a reason, to help us grow, and we help them grow. So I have been given an amazing opportunity. I ended up here by accident. We all know there's no such thing as accidents. And I was in a terrible place in my life, and some of you know that I've lost my husband. And I showed up here, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to a church. I'm going to be burned. As soon as I walk through that door, something bad's going to happen. And I've been here ever since. I was happy here. I felt amazing people, and I was on my course of recovering and health and meeting new people. And in this process, my own spiritual growth and my own personal growth that I had to go through, the ups and downs, I had the opportunity to share my life with new people and meeting those new people. Now, some of them were from here, some of them popped in other strange ways, but each of them I value so much. And when we have our struggles, they always seem to be there. Now, I have an amazing group of people that I'm surrounded by every day. They're so special to me, there's no words to explain. I remember having bad days, and I was supposed to go downtown and be with them, and I wasn't able to go. So next thing you know, they all showed up at my house with food, and I didn't know anything about it. So they figured out, you can't come to us, we'll come to you. So it shows you, at the end of the day, the things that you need to value. It doesn't matter about the bad relationships that we have or the hard times we have, as long as we have people to share them with. You don't know if the person that you're sitting next to right now is going to be a lifelong friend. You don't know if you're going to see that person tomorrow. But what you do know is that you can value this moment at this time with the people that are next to you. And I've learned the hard way in losing my husband that you don't know the time and you don't know the place. But I have learned that the people that you share those times with, whether good or bad, they're the ones that change your life. They're the ones that give you hope at the end of the day. They're the ones that help you feel better when you're down. They pick you up, they're a shoulder to lean on, they're somebody to help wipe the tears away. So at the end of the day, my lessons have been, it doesn't matter how good or bad relationships are or events we go through, it's the people we go through them with that really matter. And when you walk out here today, walk by somebody and smile. Just smile. If they're looking miserable and sad, just give them a smile. Because you don't know if that person is going to be your friend in a week or a month, 6 years or 10 years. You don't know. Make a new friend. You never know where it's going to end up.
Yeah. Very
Okay?
well said.
Yes. Now, wasn't that wonderful? Isn't she everything I said she was? If you don't know Ramona very well right now, get to know her because she's a blessing. Anyway, we are very, very lucky that Ramona is now an MIT, a minister in training. And how lucky are we going to have her to join Carrie Ann and Georgina and everybody in this congregation, so that we'll have her on a weekly basis. Thank you. So now we have our announcements. Now, do we have any birthdays or anniversaries here this month? Anybody?
Our daddies had a birthday today, didn't they?
Yes, I have two
Our
friends.
fathers are in spirit, but we had the same birthday.
Wonderful. Okay, let's everybody stand up and song number 50 on the back and the inside cover of your book. Happy birthday, we love you. Happy birthday, and may all your dreams come true. When you blow out the candles on my days alone, it's the love light in your eyes wherever you show. Thank you, everybody. Now, I have a few announcements to make. But first, is there anybody here that's new, that's never come to our chamber before? Welcome, and please stay for refreshments afterwards. You'll find that we're a pretty good bunch. And you might come back again and again and again, and you're welcome to. Now, on Monday, May the 27th, we're having Freedom of Energy Dance with Ramona Morel. And I don't need to tell you how much fun that's going to be. And on Wednesday, May the 29th, we're having a guided meditation with Ramona again. More fun. And on Thursday, May the 30th, we're having spiritual facilitation with Charlie Seaman, and he's a wonderful man too. And from 7 till 9 p.m., and there's a $10 drop-in fee. Everybody is welcome. And now we do weddings. If you know anybody that's getting married and they'd like a nice intimate wedding, Reverend Barbara here is ordained now to marry. So
Church is.
yeah, the church is. So if you know anybody, what an intimate wedding this would be for anybody. And also for next week, where is that? I just got to change my. Here we are. Next week, Sunday, June the 2nd. Jim Heineman is coming, and he's the Scottish medium. I don't know if anybody has ever. If you've been here for any of his readings when he came, or last time he came and did a demonstration in church, he's incredible. You really have to come and see this guy. He's amazing, and he's such a nice person too. And he loves my carrot cake, so I've already baked it. Yes. Anybody special that comes here, you know when the carrot cake is put out. That's somebody that you really got to open your eyes to because they're special. So anyway, so he'll be coming on Sunday, June the 2nd, and he's going to be with us for the service, and I'm sure we can talk him into doing a demonstration after church for us. He's an amazing man. And on Sunday, June the 9th, Reverend Barbara. And how special are we to have you? Oh, Barbara, I tell you, in my life, she's been there for me for the worst, darkest moments in my life. And I think I've had the worst, darkest moments in my life in this past year. Like I really have. She's been there for me. I don't have to ask her twice. She shows up at my door, she holds my hand, she helps me cry, she helps me find the solutions that I need. And how lucky we are to have you. Thank you.
Next week is the 6th anniversary of the church.
Oh, yeah, big
So Jim's gonna be here,
celebration.
so we'll have a little celebration after.
Yeah, that's why there's gonna be a carrot cake.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So now we're going to have our free will offering, and we're going to be singing number 21, The Garden of Life.
Mother, Father, God, Infinite Spirit, we thank you for these blessings. We thank you for the free will offerings. We know everyone works very hard for their money, and we know that you will do the best and the highest for all of us. Namaste. Amen.
Now, how wonderful is that? Look at, he's
Oh,
got a
we're just hanging
job.
out. Now
He's
we
got
just
a
go
job.
cruising.
You're treating them young.
Yeah.
I know. It's
We need one.
All right, so now we just want to thank you for all your support of our chapel, and we welcome you back. And now, I think this is our dessert.
Yeah.
This is the real dessert. Now, if you haven't been here before, if you haven't, I can't even describe it. You're gonna feel more, you're gonna see more, and it's just dessert. It's just plain dessert with whipping cream on top. So I would like to ask if,
You're not finished yet.
oh, I'm not. Oh, what do I have?
You have to do something.
I have to do
Have
something.
to give us some dessert.
You have to get some dessert.
Oh,
You're the
okay.
dessert lady.
All right, I'll do dessert. Okay. Now, I've been drawn to the lady in the blue, our lady that's come to us today. Can I come to you with a message? I see that in your life lately, this is what your loved ones are telling me, that there's been a little bit of a mix-up going on in your life. You're feeling that you're giving more than you're receiving. You feel like your insides are coming out. You feel like there has to be some level ground soon. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And you've got so many loved ones around you right now that want to be a part of your peace. They want you to look into yourself, the answers you have. You know what you have to do, you know what you have to say, you know what you have to complete in your life. You know it. But you're holding back because sometimes it's more comfortable not to do anything or not to say anything. And this is where you have to come out. You have to speak up. You have to tell them what you feel, and you know who you have to speak to here. There's some changes that are going to be coming up. Soon as you give the word, soon as you grow the backbone, that's what they're saying, soon as you grow the backbone, the changes, the goodness, everything will start coming out. Everything will start, your healing will start. Your healing will start. They're saying that schooling, for some reason, schooling, education, there's something that's going to be coming up to you. You might not see it right now, but this is part of the healing process, and this is part of the growing process. You know the people in your life that are like loose baggage that you need to get rid of, and everybody has baggage in their life, and sometimes if you let go, the load is not as heavy. You can walk a little bit lighter, you can walk a little bit faster, you can get to where you're going to be. And that's what they have for me. Thank you.
I don't call this dessert. This is what we're here for. This is what makes us different from other places. You don't go into other churches and get demonstrations of mediumship. Proof of survival, that life continues, and that's what we're about here. Now, I like to normally do as Janis did, go directly to somebody, but I have someone who's come in from Spirit who is a gentleman who was in his mid-60s when he passed, I believe. That's how he appears to me. This gentleman has a heavy brow, and he has a furrow, a horizontal furrow at the bridge of his nose that was quite deep, and when he sort of scrunched everything up, it became really deep in there, like a shadow. And I know that he had his eyebrows themselves were quite bushy. And I know that as he looked at you, as he stared at you, he would do so from he would slightly close his eyelids, and he would look at you from under his eyelashes. And he had longer eyelashes. A gentleman who passed from a heart attack, who passed very quickly, who had been ill for a while, but a different illness. It wasn't his heart, or his heart hadn't been diagnosed, and he left quite quickly, and he left when he was on his own. There was no one else around at the time. And I know there's a question of whether or not he left quickly, and I don't know where I am. I'm getting the name of Jack with him. I don't know if that's his name. I don't feel it is, but there's a connection with Jack. I know that there is also a Martha in the family. It's an unusual name. If the person doesn't know it, is not familiar with it, they need to look in their family to see where that comes from. I know it's from father's side of the family. I do get a sense that this gentleman was a father, but I'm not aware of whether he's father or grandfather to the person who is here. And I'm not even sure if they're here physically or online, or someone who will be watching. Does anybody recognize him?
I think it might be my dad, but the age is a little bit out. He looked
He
young.
looked younger, because this is how I'm feeling him. He was a gentleman who had a great heart,
Yes.
a gentleman who had a real passion for life,
That's right.
and a gentleman who he took the consequences he accepted the consequences of his actions.
Yes, correct.
Okay. I know he is a gentleman who says, I didn't always say I love you. I said it occasionally, and he says, I usually said it at the wrong time. I said it when it wasn't the most important. He said, I tended to say it when I was in a good mood, And he says, I didn't always say it when people needed it to be said, when they were down, when they needed the upliftment. He says, I wasn't always that perceptive.
Yeah, he showed it, he didn't say it.
He's saying that words are important. He said, words are so important, and we forget to say them all the time. We forget to give the appreciation. Now, something about his, now he's saying left foot, but I want to raise my right foot and wiggle it. And I don't know what he's doing there. It's something about his foot or his feet that he had some trouble with them.
Yeah, circulation in there.
But I'm really wanting to sort of shake my right foot. Oh, and dancing. Dancing.
Oh, I loved it.
Dancing.
Loved
This is the shaking the foot, but the left foot is the problem foot. But the right foot is like, he liked to do the fancy dances. He liked the very fast dances
Yeah.
too, the polkas.
Okay.
The polkas. Okay. He also knew some of the more, I'm going to call them esoteric dances in terms of modern day, because we don't learn those dances. But, he also square danced. There's also the square dance in there as well. I know that as this gentleman is coming through, he's saying, I had my share of blessings. And he says, I was also other people's share of hardships. Okay? And he's saying, for that I am sorry. For that I am sorry. But he says, I did the best that I could with what I had. And you're asking him for something that just goes absolutely no question. And he's saying, there was always a question with me. There was always a question. People always had to had to think about what I meant when I said things. Because I often said things not quite in riddles, but backwards.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That one doesn't make sense.
That one doesn't make sense. It's not making sense to me either. He's trying to tell me something and I'm not getting it the way it should come through. Okay, thank you. He's saying I would start at the end and work my way forward.
Okay.
If there was a project,
Yeah.
he wanted to start with it finished first. He'd think it through in his head, so he'd have the finished project there, and then he'd try to do it, but he wouldn't have the design written down. He wouldn't have it all organized, so it didn't end up exactly the way he envisioned things. Okay, does that make
Well, it's a
sense?
little bit of a joke between my husband and, because he was always telling him how to fix something, and then Ozzy just do it his own way. And then he says, see, I told you it would work.
Okay. So he's here, there's so much love. He is saying that, he's saying you light a candle in your mind for him.
Good.
You do that. You do that every year. You light a candle up here
Yeah.
for him. And he says, it's been a beacon to him many times when he felt lonely. And he says, you actually do it every day. You have a thought. And for him, it's like a candle. And he says, you have a thought for him every day.
Yeah,
And he says, thank you. Thank you. And just here to
On
acknowledge.
his birthday, too.
Oh, yes, right. My dad's birthday, too. I'll just leave it like that from me. Thank you. Oh, where do I want to come? There's a young lady with a hairband on. Black hairband and glasses. Hello, may I come to you, please? Thank you. I have a gentleman coming in who is he feels like he's in his 60s, but I want to go into his 80s with this gentleman. And I have to go to a grandfather with you. And I know that he passed with a lung condition. And I know that he passed a few years ago. You were younger, and you don't remember him. You were quite young, and you don't remember him really well, but you know of him, and you've seen pictures of him. And you like the black and white photos better than you like the color photos of him, because he doesn't have a particularly pleasant expression in the colored photos, okay? And he's also kind of mottled in them. This is what he's telling me. And I know that he is a gentleman who was very strong and very upright and very strict, and he would have been a gentleman who wanted things done his way and not somebody else's way. And I know that as he's coming through, he is saying to you that if you look in the pictures, you'll find one where he's holding, I'm not sure what it is he's got in his hand. It's a black and white picture, but he's got something in his left hand. And I can't see it because it almost fills his hand, or his hand almost covers the whole thing. I just see a little bit peeking out, and it's dark colored in it. He just wants you to know it really is him, and that's there. He is wanting to come to you. Thank you. There's a chair that he made somewhere in the family. Somebody's got a chair that he made, and it's a small chair. It's like a child's chair, okay? And it seems to have a blue cushion on it right now. It wasn't part of the original, but it's got a blue cushion on it right now. I don't know, you can check and see, perhaps. Thank you. This gentleman is coming in and saying, you know, you've been really undecided about your education. You've debated about what you want to do down the road, and whether or not there's something you want to do, he's telling me.